Hey guys, Alexander Williamson here with the secret history inside of your aquarium. Just wanted to talk to you today about these small CO2 bottles. So Fluval, I got a hold of one of these from them. It is a small canister, 45-gram CO2 infuser for a small fish tank. Granted, this fish tank is much larger than what it's supposed to be used on. That doesn't really matter for what we're talking about here. So when you turn the thing on, it sends air through here if you're not familiar with these things. And then it has a little bubble counter. It used to have a suction cup that stuck to the side, but that soon bent, and then you'll see later in the video why that wouldn't have mattered anyways. So now it's just kind of free hanging, and you'll see bubbles coming out of this little thing. You see one there? And it counts it through the water, so you can see how fast your CO2 is coming up through the line. And then it diffuses out with little teeny bubbles up in here. So that's how the CO2 mechanically works, and then it aerates the rest of the water. And by aerate, I mean bring CO2, the opposite of oxygen. I don't know if it's the opposite. There's oxygen in it, but any case, it's good for plants. It helps your plants grow. It can kill your fish if it's in crazy high amounts. That's not going to happen at all with something like this, but if you have a bunch, it can happen theoretically. So I just wanted to say, the thing is very nicely industrially designed. It looks like it is from Star Trek maybe, or a very high-tech dentist office. It looks like it's moving very fast, so I know they hired a design team to do that all in CAD and everything, and it looks cool. Problem being that when you try to turn this, it just turns the whole bottle in this thing. This bottle just freely turns. So you have to hold on to the bottle, but the way they made it, there's not a super great way to hold on to the bottle because this is smooth plastic. You hold on to the back of the bottle and the plastic still turns even though your hand's holding on to the bottle. So you kind of clamp it with both sides and then turn the valve. Now the other thing about the valve is the valve is either on and going insane or off. And dialing that in is very hard. So I would suggest using a key, like a wrench or a cracker for these things, like a handle. But that's besides the point. The biggest thing that I dislike about this, other than it running out of steam and if you use this 6 hours a day in your tank, in the daytime, I had it over in a 20-gallon, and I was running it 6 hours for a week straight, and I ran through over half of the canister. And they're 15 plus tax, so 16 or 17 bucks a pop. I don't think it's necessarily worth it. Some of the equipment's good, but I'd get a CO2 container from a welding company or something if I were you. Or, wherever, a fish supply store, do it right. But that being said, if you're in a pinch, this definitely sometimes works. But the problem I've been having with it, I'm going to set you down so you can see, is that I'm scared of this now. I had air go through the line and pressurize too fast, too hard, and it ended up popping, and I couldn't hear for a day and a half out of that ear ray. It rang and it was muffled. So in the interest of entertaining you guys, I'm going to try this again, and I might flinch and knock the camera over or scream like a little child, and nothing against children, they're just high-pitched, so I'll try not to do that. But let me try turning this thing on. So turn it on ever so carefully, and nothing, bubbles. Okay, now we got bubbles. So now I'm gonna, all right. So that's what happens with low pressure CO2 in this thing. Now, that spilled water out of this sealed chamber. Let me pick you guys back up. That spilled water out of the sealed chamber. It didn't make a loud pop, luckily. But what is happening is that I think this sealed chamber here with the water in it is at night it's up against the tank. So I moved it when I had it on the other tank, but it's keeping it warm while the rest of the house cools. And then there's no stop valve, like a ball valve or anything in here for at night, and condensation builds up in the line. It's either that or it's coming through the membrane over on this thing. And then when pressure comes through the line, you're seeing it count, and whether I turn it really fast on or not, it's gonna go through the line. The water then condenses, sorry guys, didn't mean to drop you, condenses all together into the line into one spot, and then it comes and pushes on this head, and this membrane in here is like a, let me grab it, is a porous membrane, if you look at it, and it's almost like a smart technology type material. I don't know what it is. It feels like shark skin or like soft stone or something, but it diffuses the bubbles really nicely. So maybe it's just a really nice air stone. I don't know, but I'm guessing it's synthetic by the feel of it and the price of it and everything. So that comes through. It can't handle the pressure coming out with water, because water has the capillary action of like bonding together and then filling up the holes and like fusing to the water in the tank. And so then it just forms like a lock of pressure. And then when the pressure behind the line comes and meets that valve, it's too much. It can't force the water through that membrane that's only meant for like very light and teeny gases, which bubble out in really light amounts, and it pushes it off. So what you just saw, this thing just had water full, and it's supposed to be sealed, so I'm guessing it's coming out of the line. I'll have to watch it in slow-mo, but it gets water everywhere when that happens. And if this thing is like almost dead, this canister, and if it's at full power, like that was at 400 psi maybe, it was at 1500 when I bought it, and it blew up. Like I'm not kidding. Like if you remember M80s back in the day, it blew up so loud that my wife was downstairs and she thought there had been some sort of explosion. So that's a major con, guys. There may be a workaround to that. I don't know. Maybe I'm an idiot. Maybe I'm doing something totally wrong. But you just want to ease it on, definitely. I have used it successfully, but I dry the thing out every single day, and that has seemed to fix it. So I don't know. I don't know if it's sucking water in from the fish tank through that membrane and into the pipe, or if that little container is warming or something and pulling water into the tubing, but something's going on. It makes a mess. I don't like it. I'm gonna get a new setup because I like what it did. Hold on one sec. We're gonna walk. I don't want you guys to get dizzy, but I like what it did to this tank. It looks beautiful. So if you guys like this video, please like, subscribe. Just blew myself up so you didn't have to. Also, you're getting a 2-for-1 because you're seeing my little fishies hiding in their coconut. So pretty cool there. If you want to see more cool content coming out, I don't want this to be like a reviewing channel, but that was just like too good / bad not to, and I had to do it. So yeah, I had to show you guys it going off, and luckily the amount of pressure was so low that it didn't like kill me, so or deafen me. But yeah, so I'll take the hits so you guys don't have to. Please like, subscribe, comment. Let me know your experiences. I don't want to give Fluval a bad rap on this one because I use their lights. I use other stuff of theirs that I really like. So yeah, I'll talk to you guys later. If you're feeling extra fancy and spendy going out on the town through YouTube, I don't know, I'm dancing, I'm shaking the camera. I guess I'm just watching these fish too much doing their thing. Please remember that I have a Patreon, and that goes to the care of the fish and new stuff coming into the channel that I can review and hurt myself with. Never thought a fish tank channel would have a blooper reel of injuries, did you? No, you didn't. All right, take care of each other, take care of your fish, and keep on swimming, guys. Bye.